game last year. This is the play that set it up for this year.
Coyer, deep drop, looking to pass over the middle, turning, goal line pattern, touchdown, incomplete. No, they said he did break the plane. There's a touchdown. I don't think he had his hands on the football long enough, Hampton, but if he has possession, I understand, breaking the imaginary plane to the goal line, just possession long enough, this place has gone bananas.
Oh, my goodness, that call is going to live in infamy for Kannapolis. What a great throw by Darren Coyer. He's just going to drop straight back, get a lot of good blocking. There it is. A catch for a moment, and he dropped it.
I don't believe he had possession of it from our vantage point on the replay. 32-32, South Rowan can win the ball game with the extra point conversion now. They had it at the 15-yard line. Fourth now, their last play, down to their last play. South doesn't have enough men on the field. They may get hit with too much time. 68 does get in there. Here we go. The snap, the spot, the kick is on its way. It's perfect. And let's see. South Rowan has won the ball game. Unbelievable comeback as the fans come out onto the field. The Raiders are unbelievable. Kannapolis beside themselves, Hampton. What can you say? What a finish. What a ball game.
I tell you, we said don't.
We've set the game up for you tonight with those two teasers. Now the South Piedmont Conference Championship is at stake. The bell is at stake. So stay with Channel 13 as we bring you Concord and Kannapolis.
Visions TV 13 presents the South Piedmont Conference Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Sundrop Bottling Company and the great taste of Sundrop. By Whitaker Speed and Custom Shop in Concord. By WEGO and WPEG Radio. Also by Jim Simmons Pontiac, Highway 29 South in Concord. By your local hometown Pizza Hut. And by Belk, Carolina Mall in Concord. Tonight's game. The game everybody's been waiting on. A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis visit the Concord Spiders. Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Winston with Kyle Hampton, Buddy King, and the TV13 crew greeting you from Bailey Stadium in Concord, the 53rd meeting between the Wonders and the Spiders coming up. One of the state's most intense, if not colorful, meetings, and over 10,000 fans, maybe more, expected here tonight. Concord leads the series that began in 1931. Concord 30 wins, Kannapolis 18 wins. There have been 4 ties, Kyle.
And, of course, Paul Winston, 2 Cabarrus County towns getting together for a great happening that has turned into a battle for the bell. Of course, a lot more at stake. Also, a postseason championship here on the line tonight.
Well, of course, we'll talk more after you watch these messages. Stay with us. Concord and Kannapolis coming up. The SPC Football Game of the Week on TV 13.
In Cabarrus County, there's one radio station, WEGO, that keeps you in touch locally and with the world. Radio station WEGO maintains the finest state-of-the-art broadcast equipment in order to bring you up-to-the-minute news, weather information, and entertainment. WEGO Country, 1410 AM and Vision Cable Channel 20.
We've got your country covered, WEGO.
There's a spotlight on the horizon this fall with fashion from Belk. Wool Blend Sportswear by J.G. Hook makes a dazzling entrance to center stage. It's a classic scene with a flannel jacket, courting pleated trousers. Encores are well-earned in a scallop trim sweater. Comfortable, luxurious Wool Blend separates for quality that keeps its shape performance after performance. Fashion is on your horizon with J.G. Hook, now starring at Belk.
Kyle Hampton, Paul Winston, Buddy King, the entire TV13 production staff back at Concord's Bailey Stadium, getting ready for the start of tonight's 53rd meeting between these two high school teams. Some of the history, Paul Winston. Concord has 30 wins in this colorful rivalry. Kannapolis 18. There have been 4 ties between these two high schools. 3 of those ties have been scoreless. Coach Bob Boswell of the Wonders is 4-3 against the Spiders so far in his career. Easy Smith is 1-2 so far against Kannapolis.
Well, Kannapolis also has won 4 of the last 5 games, Kyle. The last being a 14-10 win last year. You saw how they won it. That gave them that 82 South Piedmont Conference crown. The last Concord win, 1981, and it was a thriller, 7-6 winner as interception in the end zone preserved it for Easy Smith Spiders. The longest winning streak in the series, Concord. You remember we were just youngsters back when Concord was going on and won 10 in a row. from 1961 to 1970. It became a psychological thing after about 6 of them.
And the worst defeat for a team, Kannapolis won 41-0, a big shutout back in 1955. 28 years ago, the most points scored in a game between these two teams back in 1980. Kannapolis won over Concord by a score of 41-7.
I've got another fact for you that it's not on some of the notes I have in front of us, but the average score since 1931 for Kannapolis, a little over 10 points a game. For Concord, a little over 11 points a game. To say that may have been a defensive series, you average it all out. It is just kind of interesting. Thought I'd throw that one in. But we talk about two communities getting together, two towns. You talk about, gosh, I don't know. I think this is the excuse for the world's biggest party between two towns here down here tonight. We got here around 6 o'clock. The stands are full, similar to South Rowan last week. But some of the South Rowan fans, maybe not wanting to go all the way to Wadesboro, come in to witness this ball game tonight.
And you talked about this possibly being a defensive ball game. That's what we thought a week ago tonight. And what happens? A big 33-32 thriller. And as we talked last week in the South Kannapolis rivalry, the Kannapolis-Concord rivalry, you can just throw the book out the window because you never know what's going to happen.
Maybe we can say it's an offensive battle tonight, and we'll have a 3-0 game or something like that. Kyle, what is on the line? Everybody, you know, not only bragging rights, the bell, which has been painted green and white for the last year. What else is on the line? Playoff spots, postseason aspirations. The team started August 1st with practice. It all comes down to this one game, 48 minutes of action. A couple hours from now, we're going to know.
That's right. Of course, if Concord win tonight over Kannapolis, would give Concord the SPC conference crown outright. They would go to the Division I playoffs. And if South wins tonight, they go to the Division II playoffs.
Well, they would be tied with South. They'd be co-champions, but Concord
has
would
beaten
have
South.
Right. Well, they would get that Division I spot. And ironically, whoever wins Division I in the South Piedmont Conference will host Thomasville of the North Piedmont Conference next week. Whichever team it will be, Concord, South, or Kannapolis, they will be at home for the first week, and hopefully we'll have that game here on TV.
Of course, on our first ever live SBC Headliners, we had a South Rowan fan call in and say they wanted to host that game, but if Concord wins tonight, Concord's going to host that game, and South Rowan will have to go to the Division II playoffs. Now, a Kannapolis win and a South Rowan loss tonight, Paul Winston. Kannapolis goes to the Division I playoffs. Concord goes to Division II because Concord has beaten South Rowan.
And what other possibility do we have?
Well, now, of course, if Concord, let me see now, I'm mixed up. Why don't you tell me?
Okay, if Kannapolis wins tonight and South wins at Wadesboro, South will go to Division I, Kannapolis
okay.
Division II, because last week South beat Kannapolis. Now, after we've confused everybody, it'll all be settled in a couple of hours. We will know who's going where, and hopefully we'll tell you folks to watch TV 13 for upcoming announcements as far as who we will cover, the dates, the teams, and so forth, as far as the 1983 playoff championships are concerned in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. It turned cool. We had a little rain earlier in the day, Kyle. I went down on the field. It's kind of slippery, but underneath the Bermuda grass, it is excellent turfing. I don't think that's going to be a problem tonight.
I'll tell you, this field looks immaculate. A lot of colleges would be happy to have a field like this, and of course, these two teams don't put the ball in the air a lot. We don't know what kind of wrinkles they've got in store for us tonight, but mainly they keep the ball on the ground, so it shouldn't affect them that much.
Last game as seniors, Kannapolis and Concord. We talked about it on SPC Headliners earlier in the week with both coaches for 20-some seniors, 21 perhaps on both sides playing their final Kannapolis-Concord game regardless of postseason play. You throw everything out the window. Some of these guys have had that bell on their side. They may not have it from Concord. They want to get it back to go out a winner. Kannapolis, those seniors remember when they were sophomores, they had it, watch it go across the other side of the field. They want to keep it over there for the underclassmen to come up and keep it, you know, put another coat of paint on it for next year. So a lot of emotion in this ball game. I don't think home field advantage really matters in a contest like this.
As I stand here and look out across the immaculate field, we see the big band out there. I sort of wonder what's going through the Kannapolis team's mind. A disappointing loss last week. They were number one in the state and the South Piedmont Conference. Such a disappointing way to lose one. What is their frame of mind for this game, I'm wondering?
I think they by now still don't have forgotten it, but I was talking to one of the coaches earlier, and I think they may have taken the frustrations of that loss the first couple of days of practice last week, Monday and Tuesday. They may have forgotten about that when they're looking at Concord tonight, because Coach Boswell, as Coach Smith does with Concord, not looking ahead. It's all here tonight. Our invocation coming up right now, then the national anthem, followed by the Concord Spider Marching Band.
And so many other blessings you give each of us. Lord, none of us in this stadium need to be reminded of the importance of this game. However, we would ask that you would remind each of us how important it is that the game be played well, that both players and spectators exemplify good sportsmanship. We ask your blessing upon these two great schools. Be with each of these young men who have worked long and hard preparing themselves for this game. We pray a special blessing upon our seniors who are playing their last regular season game. May each of us be aware of your love and presence. We pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
And now our national anthem.
To say you don't need to say anybody is here for this ball game. They've been fired up and waiting on this one since 1982, I got a feeling. But Kyle, have been some players to watch tonight as far as the Wonder offense, defense is concerned. We saw them last week. We know they can put at least 32 points on the board. You've got the hard running backs like Terry Williams, number 32, Willie Graham, and Tony Smith at fullback, number 34 and 33, Greg Boss, number 21. And Shelwyn Klutz showed he can throw the football a lot, and the Wonders threw it a lot more than I expected against South Rowan. Very successful. Maxwell, number 18, a player to watch as far as offense is concerned. On the Spiders side of the ball, what can you say about that T offense that E.Z. Smith Spiders present?
Well, you really never know what to expect from them. We've seen Scott Irby run well all season long. He's one you're going to have to look for. Of course, there's fullback Jerome Mason. We know Rico Wallace can carry the ball, 6 feet, 200-pound senior. Of course, Jimmy Fleming has done a good job for the Wonders all season long. And, of course, on that offensive line, we had a chance to meet Tommy Mormon this year, and they're going to run a lot his way, 6 feet, 200-pound senior.
Defensively, you know how the Wonders can gang tackle, Kyle, with those linebackers, Keith Maxwell, 22, Chuck Elliott, 36, making a lot of tackles, and they'll be pretty strong across the front line. They've got pretty good secondary folks, Barry Rice, James Lott, Ken Hill, Darrell Johnson, and on the Concord Spider side of the ball, Tommy Mormon kind of anchors things at nose guard for him.
And of course, you've got Jerome Mason at a linebacker. Scott Irby's going to be going both ways, as will Tommy Mormon. Hong Tran in the backfield, and also Rod Barnes in the secondary.
Scotty Bull wearing number 21 there as well. Special teams, we know Barry Rice and company for the Wonders. You got Preston Whitley. We got a chance that may have been come down to the most important 10 seconds of the season after this game. It may have got them the conference championship. Who knows what's going to happen in this game, but Preston running it back against South Rowan in the last couple of minutes a couple of weeks ago. Both teams so strong, so solid, got a lot of experience out there tonight. And as we said last week, a head knocker coming up.
And as you said, we have seen a lot of instances this year where special teams can really make a difference. We saw, of course, South Rowan's win over Central. We saw a punt return for a touchdown. Concord and South Rowan, a kickoff for a touchdown. Last week, we saw Barry Rice take one about 52 yards. back for a touchdown. So special teams can play a very important part in this ball game tonight.
You look at rushing yardage for Concord. Wallace, Irby, Mason, pretty even, but 571 yards for Mason. Irby with 600 yards after 9 games, and Rico Wallace leading things on the Spider side with 752. Kind of balanced, and that's what I guess the coaching staff wants to throw at a defense. The Wonders going to have a tough time. Take your pick who you're going to stop, and then Jimmy Fleming puts it in the end zone pretty well. He's got 3 touchdown passes this year, but Kevin Douglas, I guess his favorite target with 9 receptions this year. On the other side, the Wonders have about 4 running backs that's going to come at them too. So I tell you, it's almost a toss-up this ball game.
And you should see some of those averages for Kannapolis. You've got Willie Graham, 6 yards a carry. Terry Williams, nearly 6 yards. Tony Smith, 6 yards a carry. Look at Rico Wallace, 7.5 yards every time he touches the ball. Jerome Mason, 6.2-yard average every time he gets it.
A lot of talent in the backfield, a lot of talent on the offensive lines for both units. And the captains are out for the teams here, just a couple of minutes away. Injury situation, not going to keep anybody out if they can play tonight. The teams are in good physical shape. It's a game we've looked forward to all season long, and we're just a couple of minutes away as the captains will be meeting in the center of the field here in just a minute to see who gets the option kicking off and receiving, and see who gets the hands on the offense the first time of this ball game. That's going to be important, who scores first in this ball game as the Spiders come onto the field. Are they fired up? Are they fired up? As
the Wonders on the other side
make their entrance. Gold and black and green and white tonight.
Are we going to spell dynamite? Is that what that spells?
Some heck of a fight coming up, and you're going to see it all here on the TV 13 game of the week. The captain's coming out, and we've got the kickoff coming your way in just a couple of minutes as the Wonders of Kannapolis and the Concord Spiders set to tow it away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If there's anybody out there who's never tried pan pizza at Pizza Hut, boy, are you missing something. If you missed pan pizza at Pizza Hut,
well, look at the cheese.
You're missing all that cheese.
Don't believe it.
Lots of tasty toppings of your first won't be the last for that. So give it a try at your hometown Pizza Hut.
Mister, you need somebody to steer you in the right direction.
We know just once. Well, here we are, GMC with Pontiac Buick GMC Tall Yellow. Hey, Sammy Joe, shouldn't we call a salesman?
You'll never have another headache in this Buick Park Avenue. Luxury at its finest. Now, let me show you my
Relax, brother. Day or night, you can't beat the tender loving care of Jim Simmons.
Doggone, I knew we should have called a salesman.
Back at Bailey Stadium, just a couple of seconds away from the opening kickoff. Kannapolis will be receiving. They'll be moving right to left on your television screen, and Concord left to right here in the first period. Kyle Hampton, a packed crowd. Everywhere you look, there's people. I mean, I don't know where they put all these people. I don't know where they put the cars tonight. This was...
well, I didn't park in the parking lot, I can tell you that.
I think you parked on Cabarrus Avenue about a mile away.
Right.
I look to the right of me, and I look at a jam-packed press box as well. I believe this is the most people I have seen at a Concord Kannapolis game in the press box as far as radio, television, newspaper, officials, scouts. Thomasville may have a scout down here tonight. Who knows? But we've got a heck of a ball game set. I said they were moving the opposite way. Okay, Concord's moving right to left. Kannapolis moving left to right here as we're set to tow it away here. And Mark Davis, number 11, set to kick it off. Or is that Ivory White? We'll check it in just a second. Kannapolis back deep. Barry Rice and Lott are your deep backs back at the 10-yard line. As the game everybody's been waiting on is underway, the official blows his whistle, comes down with the arm, and here comes the Concord kickoff. Lott will take it at the 16-yard line. Up the center of the field, he's got a wall out over the 35 to about the 38-yard line before he's bumped down Lott with a good return, giving the Wonders excellent field position to start their first offensive series. Scotty Boulware, number 21, made the hit. As you check the Wonder backfield, 1st and 10, they're on 38-yard line. I look across the far way and I see a bunch of green balloons going up. They're long gone with this wind tonight. A slight wind. I don't think it's going to be a factor. Shelwyn Klutz looks over a 5-2 defensive front as they switch out of the wishbone. Boss, the slot back on the right. Terry Williams, the deep back, going nowhere. As a matter of fact, he is thrown back. No gain on the play to bring up 2nd down and 10. The right side of that line making the stop for Ron Mickish, number 60 over there. You check the offensive line for the Wonders of Kannapolis. They will have 2 split ends. Rodell Torrance, Maxwell, James Lott comes in as well. He is split to the top of your screen. Maxwell to the bottom on a 2nd down and a long 10. Klutz to throw. Turn-in pattern off the fingertips, and I believe it is intercepted. Yes, Concord has intercepted the tip pass at the 43-yard line. I believe it was Ron check it, Ivory White. We're going to see the replay coming up. Kyle, almost kind of a freaky thing there, but now I know why they do tip drills.
We're going to see it. He's just going to drop straight back. It was a good throw. He took his eye off the ball. Ivory White right there to make the interception. A big turnover early, Paul.
Both coaches talking about big plays in the ball game. We may have seen our first as Fleming hands off left side. Here goes Irby into the secondary. Tripped up at the last minute inside the 30-yard line. He might have been gone had it not been for the Wonders secondary tripping him up at the last minute. Hard running by Scott Irby on the right side out of the tee. Boy, we've got action right before the fans get settled down into their seats. Of course, they've been settled down for about 2.5 hours now. 10.5 minutes to go. First period just underway. Concord is getting set to run their 2nd offensive series. Everybody in tight. Full house this time. Here's Irby, left side, powers his way again inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line as the Wonder defense stacking him up. It was 23 Darrell Johnson and linebacker Keith Maxwell. As you check that offensive line, they're doing a job the first 2 plays here, Kyle Hampton. To say they're fired up is an understatement.
On the play, it'll be 2nd and 1.
As Jeff Riley, number 54, the center, leads out Easy Smith Spiders. 1st down and 10 coming up for the Spiders at the the Kannapolis 18-yard line. And just before things get underway, the tight end Kelvin Douglas, number 44, jumps off sides. Looks like he was going to run a post pattern, Kyle.
It looked like one of the backs also moved on that play, Paul, and then finally the end went, so they may have had procedure anyway.
You see the Wonder secondary, they've had to make a couple of tackles here in the opening couple of plays. Illegal procedure, the call, move it back 5 at the 23 to bring up 2nd down. And 15 yards.
A lot of adrenaline flowing out there on 2 sides of the ball.
2nd down and 6. I said it was 1st and 10. It was they had a short yard. Irby getting about 1. He lost in the penalty that time off the left side as you see the defensive line there. Number 36, Chuck Elliott, the linebacker, incidentally making the stop at about the 19-yard line. So it's 3rd down coming up. 9 minutes and 15 seconds. In the first period just underway at Bailey Stadium. Paul Winston, Kyle Hampton, Buddy King, TV13 crew on hand for a biggie. 3rd down and 2. As Fleming, number 14, sets him down. Irby, the workhorse in this drive, has got the 1st down inside the 15-yard line. Down to about the 11 before the Wonders finally got him. It was Brett Pless, 65 initially, for the green and white of Kannapolis. With 9 minutes and exactly to go here. Good shot of the Concord cheerleaders. They've had a lot to cheer about here early.
I tell you talk about an offensive line doing the job. Concord's offensive line is just moving the Wonders off the line of scrimmage.
Wonders in that 5-2. Now they show about 6 men on the line of scrimmage as Fleming hands off. Irby again. Guess who? Goes inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. As we go under 9 minutes, Brett Pless, the tackle that time, 65 over there for the Wonders.
2nd and 8.
You hear the public address announcer. I think you can hear me better. Hear him better than you can me. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Just inside the 10-yard line. Let's call it the 9-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go. As they break it, 2 tight ends. Full house backfield. Wallace, Mason, and Irby behind Fleming On the hip, roll out. Here goes Fleming toward the corner at the 5. Bumped out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Just a naked bootleg. I think it was a design play. We'll check it on the replay. Barry Rice, the free safety, number 25 over there defensively to keep him out of the end zone.
That's exactly what it was, a little bootleg there. You're going to see some pursuit come up. One tackle, he gets out of it. Barry Rice too quick for him. About the 2-yard line, Paul.
We're talking to keys for the game. We've already saw our first turnover, and the team gets on that board first. They got a lot of emotion going for them. The Spiders just about a yard shy of knocking it in and taking the lead in this ball game. So important to get on first, and the Spiders not going to risk blowing an opportunity. First and goal of the 1 when we come back. They've called timeout. 8:15 to go, first period.
America, demand your MTV. I want my MTV.
I want my MTV.
I want my MTV!
MTV, music, television, video music, 24 hours a day, and a stereo.
Oh, baby, make it hurt so good.
Call your cable company and say, I want my MTV.
Kyle Hampton, Paul Winston, Buddy King back at Concord's Bailey Stadium. 8:15 to go in the first quarter. And Paul Winston, Concord first down and 1 yard to go for possibly the first score of this 53rd meeting between Concord and Kannapolis.
I tell you, that's a tough yard, too. As you see E.C. Smith coming off the field, he has given the offense their instructions. I'm sure it says, he said, put it in the end zone, guys. As they set him down, Fleming under center, handing off Irby right side. He's close. No signal yet. Now it is. As you hear the roar from the Concord side, the Spiders breaking down on top. Irby left side with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go. First period, a 6-0 lead for Concord. That caps a 43-yard drive after they capitalized on the interception off of the tipped pass from Kannapolis. Mark Davis to attempt the extra point conversion now. As the Spiders set him down, the snap, the spot, the kick is on its way. It is long enough, and it is perfect. 7-0. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Kyle Hampton.
And Paul Winston, a 43-yard drive by the Spiders. It took them about 7 plays. We're going to see Scott Irby. He's going to burrow in there, and the official takes a look and says, that's 6 points.
Didn't have much room to spare as everybody on both sides was right there within that 2 or 3 yard penalty. So big breaks. Scoring first. Concord's got it going their way here early, but we've got a long way to go. As I said, 8 minutes and 10 seconds, less than 4 minutes into this ball game. And as we know last week, a lot of things can happen in a high school football contest.
I tell you, if Concord's offensive line plays like this all night, they're going to score 50 points. I tell you, they were really moving the defense off the ball.
Let's see if Ivory White, number 40, kicks it to Barry Rice or to James Lott. Rice ran a 51-yard punt back last week against South Rowan. He's been breaking some plays on the special teams all year. It is a low driving kick. I don't think anybody's going to return this one. It bounces over everybody's head, goes out of the end zone. Kannapolis will have it on the touchback, first down at 10 at the 20-yard line. As the Wonder offense coming onto the field, Shelwyn Klutz, number 10, will direct the offensive scheme of things for Bob Boswell's Wonders. Both teams 6-1 in the conference coming into tonight's ball game. 8-1 overall. The loss, of course, Wonders losing last week. South Rowan, the conference loss suffered at Central Cabarrus for the Spiders. Maxwell and Robert Barnes, number 35, is split to the right of your screen as the wideouts. They shift the wishbone, slot left, I should say this time, left side, and going for a couple of yards, Tony Smith, the fullback that time, maybe out to the 22-yard line, hitting the left side. They looked and they tried to cut it back, but not much going. Jerry Meisenheimer, number 50,
from the 21.
got the ball. Welcome back, Bell. Spider fans confident on this side. They have got more paper and posters ready for this one. They've been waiting. I think they started last November making these up. The folks that sell magic markers are really happy this week. Here's Kannapolis pitch back. Greg Bost in at the trailing back position. Hard yard that time, maybe the 23, possibly the 24-yard line. Let's go field side, Buddy King.
Number 65.
Oh, we're in the stands where excitement is the key tonight on both sides of the field. What do you think so far?
24-yard line.
It's a good ball game. Concord's got a good chance.
We're giving you the best seat in town. We got a television right here for you to watch. What do you think?
I think it's great. I like the TV down here. You ain't got to get up and try to see, you know.
All right, guys, we're going to turn it back over to you in the booth.
Okay, buddy. He's on the first row. What's he have any problem trying to see? One of the best seats in the house as we tick down to 7 minutes to go. First period. Kannapolis on to 3rd down and 7. Here's Klutz on the sideline pattern. Overthrown. Intended receiver up at about midfield that time. Looked to be Maxwell, but just simply overthrown. Rodney Barnes, number 25, the cornerback, depending on the play. Kannapolis punting unit. Lott and company going to have to come on and kick it away to the Spiders, who are on top 7-0.
It'll be 4th and 7.
Irby is back deep at about the 40-yard line for the Spiders, along with number 21, Scotty Boulware. So let's see what kind of punt that James Lott gets off this time. He's standing inside the Wonder 15-yard line. Concord's defense looking tough so far. They have got Uncle Mo in their favor here in the first half of the first quarter. The Spiders show about a 6-man front. Let's see if they peel back for the return. They rush the ends, and Lott gets off a high kick this time. Irby signals for a fair catch, man. He just lets it bounce, and it takes a wonder roll, and is going to go dead at about the 33-yard line. 6:42 to go, first period. Concord on offense. For the second time, they pushed the last one in. The last time they had it, a 43-yard drive. Let's see what Jimmy Fleming and company can come up with this time. Here's a little Spider note. Fleming, 18 for 53, 4 interceptions, 251 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think that 29% is wrong. That may be a mathematician's error, and I know who to blame personally. My calculator went crazy. At the 30, just over the 33-yard line, here come the Spiders. Fleming handing off left side. Jerome Mason hitting it this time out across the 35, maybe the 37-yard line before he's finally popped down that time. Chuck Elliott 36 and Ken Hill 43 over there defensively for Kannapolis. I tell you, Kyle, that offensive line was doing the job that first series for Concord, and we didn't mention Elliott or Maxwell very much because the backs were by him before everything, you know, they even realized it. Boy, what holes they were running, and Irby was the workhorse in that drive. Fleming looks over the Wonders 5-2 defensive look on a 2nd out and 7, handing off. Here comes Irby trying to turn the corner, gets away from one man, and is brought down from behind. James Lott over there, number 15, got him by the ankles from behind and stopped him for maybe a yard loss on the play. Lott had the speed, had the angle, and didn't let Irby get around the corner that time.
Good speed by James Lott, had the angle on him, and he did what he should. Instead of trying to tackle him high, just locked his legs up and brought him down.
Let him get by and get a 0 in the radar at that time. A loss of 1 back to the 36. It's 3rd down and 8 yards coming up for the Spiders. Shot of the Concord band urging their team on as Fleming sets them down out of that tee. Haven't seen that in about 30 years. On the draw play this time and going nowhere, Rico Wallace. He was stacked up by Keith Maxwell, number 25, 22, excuse me, the left side linebacker for the Wonders. He got back maybe to the 37-yard line, so a punting situation coming up. So the Spider defense did the job. The Wonder defense comes on the field, holds Concord.
Maybe the Wonders made some defensive adjustments that time. A fine play by Keith Maxwell. She had the block, didn't take the fake, brought him down for about a yard gain.
Jeff Riley to tow it away. Beautiful kick. This one is up there in the stars. It will be Rice at the 18. Gets a block, 20, 25. Cuts away from one man, 30, 35-yard line, brought down by about 4 gold and black shirted Spiders that time. Scott Irby, number 41, over there defensively.
I believe that was James Lott on the return call.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
It's all right. Nobody's perfect.
We're looking at punting. Jeff Riley is averaging almost 37 yards a punt. And an interesting note on that punt unit, a 4-yard return average first 9 games for the Concord Spiders. So they've been doing the job on the special teams. Kannapolis first and 10, 36-yard line now as they switch out of the bone. A slot in the right this time is Boss, tailback. Here goes Williams spinning at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard and a tough one at that as the Spider defense was there, stopping him at about the 37-yard line. It was Wayne Martin, number 55, and Kevin Douglas, 44, teaming up to make the tackle. Shelwyn Klutz, you see his performance this year. 37, 86, 7 yards, 7 interceptions, excuse me. 7 yards, 570 yards, 6 touchdown passes by the air. And once again, my percentages are off. I hit the wrong button when I was figuring that out. Okay, that's 3 mistakes I've done tonight. Second down and 9, 37-yard line. Klutz rolling to his left, looking, getting some pressure, firing upfield. He's got him in. Beautiful catch that time. 45 down inside the Spider 40-yard line goes Mac Maxwell, brought down at the 38-yard line. Terry Williams. Mac Maxwell was leading the blocking on the play. 32, Williams with the reception, and Boulware 21 with the tackle. So lightning strikes, as we saw last week. Kannapolis throwing the football and moving the ball.
Shelwyn Klutz stayed in the pocket, got hit. Fine catch by Terry Williams. 2 tacklers there. Finally, he fell over one of the players in a big play for Kannapolis.
3 minutes to go, first period. Concord on top, 7-0. Kannapolis first and 10. Pitch this time. Williams, 32, trying to turn it to the short side of the field. Hit and stopped for little or nothing that time by Wayne Martin, 55, and Hong Tran, the number 10, strong safety for the Spiders. Let's see where they spotted. Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second down and 10 coming up as Rodell Torrance comes in, replacing Robert Barnes with the play from the Wonder side.
The ball remains at the 38-yard line.
Kind of hard to see where the stands stop and start. The concrete portion, anyway. The horseshoe end is, oh gosh, 2/3, maybe 3/4 full. Second and 10 out of the wishbone. Here's the give this time, hitting straight ahead. Willie Graham breaking tacklers, and good yardage inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Willie Graham, number 34, finally brought down from behind Kevin Douglas, 44 that time. A 9-yard pickup, third down and 1 coming up as we tick to 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. They ran Graham last week, we saw the Wonders, and
I'll tell you, he ran out of 2 tacklers that time, got those knees up real high. That's what Coach Boswell likes to see. And he wants to see somebody in the offense give him a spark here.
Graham, of course, is a 5'8", 181-pound junior for the Wonders.
So that's good news. He's got another year. 2
wideouts out of the bone this time. Third and 1, 29. Handoff once again, straight ahead. Graham going to be close to the first down.
Again carries the ball.
Knocked out at about the 28-yard line. Jerry Meisenheimer, number 50, from the defensive tackle position over there defensively. The first guy to make the hit. For Kannapolis.
Number 10.
Going to be closer. Looking at it. Let's see. Are they going to bring the chains out or not?
Along with 50, Meisenheimer.
Here we go.
Measurement.
Got to get the chain gang out. Graham, we were talking about him as far as his yardage on the season is concerned. 447 yards, 73 carries, 3 touchdowns. And you're talking about averages, Kyle. A little over 6 yards a carry. And that's good in any brand of football.
Tell you, he showed us why on that play a couple of plays ago. 2 tacklers hit him. He just wriggled out of it and finally took a third player to bring him down.
It is enough for a first down. 28-yard line of Concord. Kannapolis on the move, trailing 7-0. Have it first and 10. A minute 36 to go. First period. Slot in the left this time is Williams. Pitch back around the left side. Here goes number 33. This is Tony Smith. Bumped down for a couple of tough yards that time. Down to maybe the 26-yard line. He had Terry Williams out there trying to turn the block on the corner. Jerry Meisenheimer, number 50, defensively for Easy Smith Spiders. And we've called Meisenheimer's name out a lot. We've called Wayne Martin's name out a lot. Kannapolis trying to go wide on the Spiders, looks like.
And it's the first time we had seen the option. Of course, that play was supposed to work if Terry Williams had made his block. He had a little bit of trouble, so give the defensive player some credit on that one.
It is second out of 9, only a yard that time. They're going to spot it just inside the 27-yard line. Slot right this time as Klutz looking to pass, firing as he's hit, and the ball is tipped and enters incomplete, almost complete, down to the secondary receiver. Rod Barnes, number 25, made the hit that time as the Wonders had 2 receivers down there. That ball almost a deflection in Kannapolis' favor.
And a good rush that time right in the face of Shelwyn Klutz, so Concord is putting some pressure on him tonight so far.
James Lott goes to the top of your screen, and Mac Maxwell, number 18, splits to the right or the bottom. A good shot down the line. It is third down and 9 as they slot it up on the right side this time. Klutz on the draw play this time, straight ahead, and the Spiders, a couple of them stayed home that time and stopped Tony Smith at about the 25-yard line. It was Rico Wallace, 32, and Hong Tran, the strong safety, number 10, there to close down that play. Brings up fourth down. You're out of field goal territory. We'll talk more about that. Kannapolis is going to talk it over. 29 seconds to go, Kyle. First period, 7-0. And Concord on top, but a big play for the Wonder offense, big play for the Spider defense coming up.
Folks, want to tell you that there is a way you can help sick children and do your Christmas shopping all at once this year. Now, Vision Cable, along with MTV and Penny Pitch Charities, is sponsoring an MTV sale on Saturday, November the 12th at the Carolina Mall, which begins around 10 a.m. Now, on sale will be MTV black satin jackets, MTV T-shirts, and MTV buttons and balloons, and all of the profits go to help medically ill children up to 18 years of age. So you can pick up some great Christmas gifts and lend a hand to the kids who need it most, all at the same time. So come see us and help us raise some money for Penny Pitch. That's Saturday, November the 12th at the Carolina Mall.
Sounds like fun. 29 seconds to go as the defensive captains and the offensive captains, respectively, have got their instructions. 4th down and 7 coming up for the Wonder offense at the Concord 25-yard line. Let's see what the Wonders of Coach Bob Boswell have decided to do. They slot Boss to the right this time. Twin sets too wide as Klutz rolls to his right, getting some pressure, dumps it out, overthrown, incomplete. Concord takes over. Gary Williams, the intended receiver, coming out of the backfield down at about the 21-yard line.
And Paul Winston, Kevin Douglas with a big rush from his linebacker position. He made Shelwyn Klutz throw the ball before he wanted to, sort of reminiscent of the North Carolina-Maryland game last week. Just out of his reach, so a big defensive play for Concord.
Hurried it just that split second. That means that, of course, a big difference when you're throwing it out there in the flat. And we've got an officials stopping action right now as Concord breaks out of the huddle. They're taking their own little time out here. 25 seconds to go, first period. 7-0. The Spiders pushing it in early, taking advantage of a interception. Have it 1st and 10 now at their own, just shy of their own 25-yard line.
Paul Winston, some of the fans may be wondering why E.Z. Smith plays many of his players both ways. As he explained on our live SPC Headliners this week, he said he decided when he got into coaching that he would not lose a game with his best players standing beside him on the sidelines. He says, if you got a player who can go both ways, let's get our best athletes out there the whole game and give it the best shot we can. So that's why he plays his best athletes both ways.
Of course, he's got some athletes to go both ways. He's blessed to have that kind of talent this season. A lot of seniors, but got a few guys are going to be back. Scott Irby, a junior, going to be back next year in the offensive scheme of things for the Spiders. They come up to the line, time still out. I think the official across the far way still talking to the Wonder coaches. E.Z. Smith is happy, whatever the problem was. Okay, Carl Clearwater, our statistician, says we're having some problem with the yard markers across the far way. You see Kevin Douglas, I mentioned he was the leading receiver for the Spiders. 9 catches, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kyle, when Kevin catches it, he makes things happen. Look at his yards per catch average.
He certainly does, and you know the Wonders are going to have their eye on him tonight.
Somebody must have got that thing in a knot across the far way. 25 seconds to go. I don't know if it broke or if they're taping it up or going to send out to the hardware store for a new one.
And there's a note about Mac Maxwell, who we saw a lot of last week, Paul. 7 catches, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns so far this year, and, of course, 14 yards every time they throw the ball to him.
Of course, they're throwing to Terry Williams a lot out of the Wonder backfield as well. He has 11 catches this year. He is their leading receiver. 1st and 10, quick pitch this time, coming left side and bump down, fumble on the play, and I think Kannapolis may have recovered. Did they blow the whistle? No, they did not. Kannapolis, the Wonders have fallen on the football at about the line of scrimmage.
That is number 23, Daryl Johnson.
Another big break. Ebbs and flows in a big ball game like this. You're going to get a chance to see it again.
There's the pitch. He's got some blockers out front, hit from the bottom, from the side. There goes the flag. There also goes the ball.
And Irby, Scott Irby, the ball carrier, just coughed it up right about the line of scrimmage. It's ironic that you can fumble. The ball doesn't move that much. At the 25-yard line, this play will not be gotten off as the first period is history. The 1983 meeting, 53rd in the history between Kannapolis and Concord, and the Spiders take a 7-0 lead. Back with the second chapter to be written coming up.
Next time you check your tires and they're really showing wear, head for Punchy's place. You'll find great service there. Whitaker sells tires and mag wheels too, with bargain prices on everything, used and new. For as little as $50, buy a set of used mag wheels or trade in your old set. You won't find a better deal. From Charlotte, head to Concord on Highway 29. Go 3 lights past the Speedway. It's easy to find. Whitaker Speed and Custom Shop.
And remember, we offer great prices throughout the store and have specially priced items as well.
Kyle Hampton, Paul Winston, Buddy King, the entire TV 13 production staff at Concord's Bailey Stadium. We are ready for second quarter action, Paul Winston. And we talked about momentum. Concord, a fumble. Maybe Kannapolis is going to get back in the ball game here.
Both turnovers even. Concord, an interception capitalized. You see that, as you said, a fumble. Let's see if the Wonders can punch it in here. They have excellent field position, 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Clutch sends him down, pitches back. Williams, right side, got a beautiful block that time. 20, 15, tripped up. That time inside the 15-yard line at about the 13-yard line. A great 12-yard pickup that time. Bullware, number 21, knocked him off his pins that time. What a hole Williams had to run around the right side that time.
I tell you, Williams made it look easy, but give Greg Boss, his running mate, credit. He just annihilated a defensive player in the way. What a great block by Greg Boss. Not only can the young man run, he also knows how to block, and that is important.
1st and 10 for Kannapolis, knocking on the door at the Spider 13-yard line. Here's the pitch, right side. Once again, Williams breaks one tackle, goes inside the 10, down to about the 9, possibly the 8-yard line before he's knocked off his feet again. Wayne Martin, number 55, the defensive end, to make the stop for the Spiders. Those two plays right there, Kyle, very similar to what they ran in overtime last week against South. Identical plays.
And if it works once, try it again. Until it doesn't work, it was a little bit more stacked up, it looked like, but another good block by Greg Boss. And, of course, Terry Williams is going to make something out of it when he gets his hands on the ball.
2nd out, and let's call it a long 5 at the 8-yard line. Clutch spin, handing off to the fullback straight ahead. No go that time. Pretty tough that time, as Willie Graham found all kinds of problems from the Spider defensive front. Tommy Mormon, the number 65, the nose guard, and Jerry Meisenheimer, number 50, the two initial tacklers for the Spiders. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, 7-yard line. They're going to give him a yard that time, and let's call it still a long 4, maybe 5 to go with 10.5 minutes to go. First half, 7-zip. Spiders on top. Kannapolis trying to do something about that deficit right now, as they slot it up on the left side this time. Here goes Klutz. He's going to keep it. Turns it down to about the 5, possibly the 4-yard line. Depends on where they mark the spot. He's going to be shy of the first down as Tommy Mormon, 65, defensively for Concord. I hear the bell across the far way. You look at Terry Williams, 11 catches, 74 yards, 6.7 yards a catch. Kind of surprising that Terry Williams, an offensive guy in the backfield, is their leading receiver.
Well, I don't think you're going to have to look for him to catch the ball this time. He's just going to need to tuck it in and run with it.
It is 4th down and 1 for the Wonders. Going for it. Handoff left side. They've got to be close. Let's see. Greg Boss, the ball carrier, off the left side. Knocked down. It's going to be awful close. Depends on where they spot it.
They're spotting it right about the 3-yard line, Paul.
It's going to be close enough, I believe, for a measurement there. The official is looking at it very closely, because this the second time 4th down situation has come up, and Kannapolis has went on it. The first time Concord held. We're going to see in just a couple of seconds. 9:42 to go. Time is out, 7-0. The Spiders on top. They stretch the chains, and guess what? The Spider defense has done it again. They've held them just inches short at just over the 3-yard line. So we may look back at that one and say, gosh, big defensive series that time for the Spiders.
Certainly was. It looked like Greg Boss might even go in for a score. All of a sudden, the hole just closed on him. Concord has certainly risen to the occasion on this, at least on this offensive series.
Somebody grabbed a hold of Boss and just yanked him down. Concord got to be careful now not to put it on the ground. Dangerous territory. They spin it this time. The quarterback Fleming handing off to his backs as they get a little bit of running room out to the 5, possibly the 6-yard line that time. It was Darrell Steele, number 60, carrying the football that time. 9 minutes exactly to go. First half. 2nd down, and let's call it about 7 coming up for the Spiders. A shot of the Concord fans. Half of Cabarrus County is here tonight. Once again, the Spiders trying to run it out, get some running room out to about the 8 or possibly the 9-yard line, the center of the Wonder defensive line there to make the stack. That'll bring up 3rd down. Chuck Elliott, 36, and Todd Griffin, 67, the nose guard, making the hit for the Wonders in their Wonder gray, white trimmed in green at the 9-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up. big play here. Field position at stake. Fleming looking to pass. He's got a man off the fingertips. A little turn-in pattern that time at about the 18-yard line. Kevin Douglas, number 44, was popped just as Darrell Johnson, 23, and the ball all met at one little rendezvous point. We're going to give you folks a chance at home to watch it again.
A little bit risky for Concord here. Thrown right at Darrell Johnson and right through his receiver's hands on that one.
Douglas could have held on. He had some yardage perhaps ahead of him. That's a play that's you're a goat or a hero on. Punting situation. Riley is about 6 yards deep in the end zone. Here comes the Wonder Rush. They don't get the punt. It is a beautiful high kick, and it will be Rice. I believe he touched it. He falls on the football. Boy, very quick. Rice getting back on the football at about the Concord 47-yard line. I thought we may have had roughing the kicker in the end zone, but
pretty good act. He could probably get an Emmy for that one, but the official was right there and made a good call.
We question the officials a lot, but I tell you, they're overall, day in, day out, week in, week out, play for play, do a great job.
I tell you, good field position here for the Wonders, and Coach Bob Boswell certainly wants to get something out of this one after that golden opportunity they missed last time.
His wideouts are Maxwell and Barnes as they slotted on the right side this time from the bone. Clutch rolling to his right, looking to pass, dumps it out. Williams out of the backfield, complete. 45 down the sideline, breaking tackler, spinning. Great second and third effort, bumped out of bounds at the Concord 33-yard line. Terry Williams, Scotty Boulware, 21 defensively for the black and gold Spiders to make the tackle.
I tell you, my goodness, somebody came to play tonight, number 32 from Kannapolis.
14-yard pickup on the pass reception. Actually, maybe about a 4-yard pass and a 10-yard run. Second and third effort by Williams. Lott comes wide to the near side as one wide receiver. Split out to the top as they pitch it. Williams gets the call. They call his number a lot tonight. Brought down from behind. Right side at about the 32, maybe the 31-yard line that time across the far way. It was Jerome Mason, 43, the left side linebacker for Concord as we tick down to 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Concord on top 7-0, but they've had to play a lot of defense here in the first half. They've held the Wonders on 2 fourth down and short situations and have come away with the football.
First quarter was all Concord. Looks like the second quarter is all A.L. Brown.
Maxwell, 18, Barnes, 35, your wide receivers. As Klutz rolls to his left, looking to pass, getting some pressure, gets hit, he dumps it out, and it's going to be incomplete. Little quick pass to Greg Bost, and he couldn't hold on. Hong Tran, number 10, the strong safety for Concord up there. What the Concord defense bumped into Klutz after he got rid of the football was something to see.
I tell you, you can't fault the quarterbacks tonight. They seem to be putting it in the area. Maybe the offensive players are hearing some footsteps out there, because that was a pretty good throw. Greg Boss just couldn't hold on to it.
Good point, Kyle. They are hitting one another out there tonight, and I'm glad we're up here. I wouldn't want to be an offensive pass receiver tonight. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Wonders. 32-yard line of Concord. 2 wide, right side slot. Here's Klutz getting some pressure, gets away. 3 Concord men going deep. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown. Beautiful pass, Maxwell, and I don't see any penalty markers on the play. A 32-yard touchdown pass, and Kyle, I believe Shelwyn Klutz was the difference in that play being a success and getting sacked. He got away from 3 Concord Spiders as we watch it again on the replay.
I tell you, he did it on his own. 3 players after him. 2 of them had a shot. He just lobs it, was just smashed when he threw the ball, and he got behind the defense. What a play.
Brett Pless is on for the extra point conversion. Well, they don't have him onto the field, so Kannapolis is going to have to call a timeout or get hit with a delay of game penalty. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go, 7-6. We'll be right back after this tape change. Stay with us. Paul Winston, Kyle Hampton, Buddy King, and the entire TV 13 crew back at Bailey Stadium. Kannapolis, Brett Pless will be on to tow it away. He's hit 25 of 28 extra points during 83. The 3 he missed were big ones last week at South. Let's see what Pless is going to do as far as his luck is concerned and accuracy this time. Maxwell to hold, Pless to tow it away, trying to tie things up here. The snap, the spot, it's a good one. Pless's kick is up, and it is good. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half. We're all knotted up, 7-7. The Wonders going to kick it away.
And, of course, you mentioned that he did miss those 3 extra points last week, but as we were told, he was injured last week, so let's take up for him a little bit.
Right. It's tough to kick with a flak jacket on. You can't extend like you normally would. Let's go to Buddy King. He is field side right now. I see him field side, but apparently he doesn't hear us.
Oh,
so.
Paul, I've just been over on the Kannapolis sideline, and I'll tell you, with plays like they just ran, you can tell that their enthusiasm hasn't given up yet.
Okay, thanks, buddy. I tell you, the momentum has swung, the emotion. Do you think we're over that emotional part, that really just ecstatic high that they come out of the dressing rooms with, Kyle, the kind that Concord had on that first series?
And Paul Winston, that drive by Kannapolis, 47 yards in just 4 plays, 2 of them pass completions, and of course the touchdown, a 32-yarder to Mac Maxwell. Only took the Wonders about 2 minutes to score.
Pless will kick it away. 6:45 to go before halftime. Stay with us at halftime. 2 great bands, the Spiders and the Wonder Band. This one, I don't think, well, it is going to be returned this time. Here comes Barnes out across the 20, down the sidelines, breaking to seam. 30, bumped out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Checking, not 23, it was Preston Whitley, excuse me. How could I forget that name? Brett Pless, number 65, making the tackle. We're talking about Whitley. He ran that one back against South a couple of weeks ago. How could I forget the number?
And very seldom do you see the kicker actually making the tackle, but Brett Pless down to make the stop that time.
7-7. Final half of the second period coming up. Here come the Spiders to the line. Fleming, number 14. Quick snap, pitch short side of the field, leaps over one man, goes to about the 34-yard line. Hard running that time by the Spider running back. That is number 32, of course, Rico Wallace carried the football. A couple of yards on the play, 2nd down and 8 coming up. Benji Bain was over there defensively. Benji, of course, a guy who's been very consistent for the Wonders on defense all season long.
And he's just a junior, so he'll be back next year.
A lot of juniors out here. Quick pitch. They're going big side of the field. Irby trying to turn the corner. Boy, he is hit and met by the Wonders as they gang tackle, but the initial tacklers he hit, he took on a couple of Wonders, namely Barry Rice and James Ott. I would have hated to have been in between them, boy. There was some popping going on as he tried to get around that corner. Not that big a yardage as we first thought, out to about the 37.5-yard line.
And Brent Pless is the one that sprung that play out. He sort of knocked his defensive man in the way, and finally some of his teammates came in to give him some help here.
Well, Fleming had went to the sidelines getting some instructions as we have a shoe. They do come off, and we're getting it laced back up. Now the official's going to run the clock. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. 2 tight ends out of the tee. Irby, Mason, and Wallace behind Fleming, number 14. He spins, handing off, middle back. This is Mason hit, and the Wonders are fired up, as Kyle Hampton pointed out. And Buddy King did too, at about the 39-yard line. Jeff Riley, I mentioned he had a 36, almost a 37-point average in punting. And he's going to have to punt it this time because it's 4th down coming up for the Spiders. He'll be standing inside his own 30-yard line. Strange camera from outer space there, I believe, on that shot. Riley, once again, a high kick. It'll be Lott fielding. 25, fumbles the football, goes back to pick it up, and slides out of bounds at about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Depends on where they mark it as going out of bounds. So all tied up. We've got a classic brewing once again, I believe. 4:50 to go in the first half. The Wonders scoring on a 32-yard pass completion from Klutz to Maxwell. Will have their hands on the football. As they break the huddle, Barnes is split to the bottom of your screen, one wide to the top, out of the wishbone. Klutz looks over a 5-2 Spider defensive front, pitching back. Williams looking for some running room, gets away from a couple of folks, got some good blocks that time, out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It was Rico Wallace, 32, from the linebacking position to make the stop. James Lott, 22 punts. We've seen him punt a couple of times tonight. Just over 35 yards a punt. So both punters getting it high and not much return to average against the special team. So there's another angle that always figures big in a ball game.
Special teams haven't played that big a part yet, but who knows, they could.
We tick down to 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. The Wonders second down and 6 coming up. As Klutz, quick pitch this time out of the bone. Greg Bost hit in the backfield, dropped for a loss back at the 29-yard line. Number 65, Tommy Moorman, the nose guard, and Ron Mickish, number 60, the tackle, defensively for E.Z. Smith Spiders. Boy, Greg, they have got his number called out tonight. Mr. Bost has had a tough time running the left side as the Concord defense is, I don't know, maybe they like to tackle him better than they do Williams.
I tell you, he has had an excellent night blocking, but you're right, he has had his troubles running the ball tonight so far.
As they break the huddle, it will be number 18, Mac Maxwell, to the top of your screen. 35, Robert Barnes, as they slot it on the right side. Williams, the tailback. Here's the spin, little 360, and Klutz turns it upfield out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line, and then he is met and knocked down abruptly by Rico Wallace, 32, and Tommy Moorman, the nose guard. So fourth down, we were talking about Ott, just over 35 yards, a punt through 9 games. He's going to have to tow it away again. Irby is back deep. He is number 41 set to receive the Wonder punt, and Scotty Boulware, number 21, back deep as well. We've got a Wonder shaken up on the field, though. I believe it is number
53, who would be Scott Carter, who would be the center, right?
I think he's playing guard tonight, or center. You're right, he's playing center. So he's pretty well shaken up right now. Kind of a timeout with 3:14 to go before halftime.
Folks, if you're not getting enough football here on Vision Cable's TV 13, well, then why not check out ESPN, which is recognized for its excellence in football coverage. Now, this month, it's not only college football, but professional football from Canada as they wind up their unique brand of football with the Grey Cup. There's also plenty of NASCAR racing and NBA action on this month, so give a try to ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Number 53, Scott Carter, the injured Wonder, still down. As you take a couple of shots at some of the interested folks here on the Kannapolis Concord game, 83 version.
Tell you, Paul, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank all of the coaches we have worked with this year on SBC, the Game of the Week, SBC headliners. We're talking Larry Mason from Central, Larry Deal from South Rowan, Coach Boswell, Coach E.Z. Smith, Sonny Pruitt, Larry Honeycutt, who I understand is going to be getting out of coaching next year. Thanks to all those guys. Sorry if I left anybody out, but you guys have been super working with us so far this year.
They love it, don't they? We've certainly enjoyed it. We got a couple of them to smile this year.
And actually, joke a little bit.
Yeah.
And have some fun.
That's what it's all about. Punting situation. And the Concord Spiders rush the ends, and they peel back the rest of the folks for the return. It hits, and it's going to take a Wonder roll and roll and roll, and it's going to go dead at about the 18-yard line. So a good punt for your average, James Lott style for the Wonders with 2:54 to go before halftime. All knotted up 7-7. Both teams, I guess you could say, capitalizing on some momentum. Turnovers, big problem. You go back and look at Kannapolis getting held 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. How big a play is that going to be? Concord defense.
Well, so far, that is a very big play because Kannapolis could conceivably be up by 13 or 14-7 right now.
Still plenty of time to go for the Spiders on offense as Fleming handing off. And here comes Irby spinning, breaking into the secondary. He may go. He's got a couple of men to beat down the sidelines. 30, 25. One more man has a shot. Touchdown. Boy, just when you get lulled to sleep, here comes Irby, who's doing it all tonight as far as running the football, rushing the football.
82 yards, Paul Winston. I couldn't believe it. I think he bowled over Keith Maxwell and one other Wonder tackler, and Scott Irby showed us that he can motor, and we're going to see it again, Paul Winston.
It looked like a couple of the Wonder defensive backs had a shot at him, had the angle, but as you said, Scott Irby, don't know where did you get that speed.
There's number 23. That's going to be Darrell Johnson. And then Scott Irby's just off to the races. A good shot there.
82-yard touchdown run. The Spiders on top. The extra point conversion is blocked. No good. Well, that one may come back to haunt them. We're talking about extra points. How big are they in this ball game? 2:22 to go before halftime. 13-7. Back with the Spider kickoff after you watch this.
We're that neighbor who's always ready to lend a helping hand. We help when disaster strikes. We help when folks need blood. We help the elderly. We help expectant parents prepare for their baby. We help veterans get their benefits. We'll teach you how to check blood pressure. We'll teach you CPR, swimming, and first aid. We're the American Red Cross. We'll help. Will you?
Kyle Hampton, Paul Winston, Buddy King back at Concord's Bailey Stadium. 2:54 to go, about 32 seconds ago. That was before Scott Irby got his hands on the ball, rambled 82 yards for a score. Concord up 13-7. Paul Winston, that extra point was missed.
13-7, 2:22 to go. They kind of squib it. It goes out of bounds, and the Wonders are going to have it first to 10 at their 40-yard line. So good field position. I was talking about just before Irby broke off the right side, I said the Spiders have got plenty of time to get something going. Maybe they don't need that much time. Need about 8 seconds, and that's all. 82-yard run. One of the longest we have seen from scrimmage this year. Concord's famous when they get on the TV 13 game of the week. They run them back, don't they?
Of course, we saw about a 79-yarder, didn't we, last week? Darren Coyer, that big run, and
Preston Whitley a couple of weeks ago against South. So a lot of outstanding big plays this year on TV 13. Wonders first and 10, 40-yard line. They slide it left this time, 2 wideouts. Cuts going to the air, getting some pressure. Cuts back. Maxwell with a good catch, but he goes down to the original. Well, they say he trapped it or dropped it at the original line of scrimmage. Boy, I tell you, Concord had the pressure on that time. Looked like the Wonders trying to set up a little screen pass, but too much pressure that time from the Spiders. They didn't have time to set anything up.
I believe Shelwyn Klutz was looking at a team picture of the defense on that one. I tell you, it was a great rush on him.
He was counting eyeball to eyeball down there. Incompleted pass will stop the clock. 2:16 to go. Concord on top, 13-7. Playoff positions at stake, regardless of what happens in some other ball games. One of these teams is going to go to the playoffs, if not two. 2nd and 10. Play action fake. Klutz firing long. He's going for Lott down the field. Lott makes the catch backwards, still on his feet, brought down at the 15, maybe the 14-yard line. What kind of athlete? Aubrey White, step for step with James Lott. And did you see how James turn around running backwards? Look at this.
And let's see it again. A good fake. Shelwyn Klutz going to put it up, and running backwards, as you said, James Lott, and goes another 5 yards with the ball before he's tackled.
Aubrey White's got to be talking to himself. He said, this kid can run faster backwards, and he couldn't catch up with him. So 2 minutes and 1 second to go as we tick down, and we have stop of the action here as Concord's defense going to talk things over. 1:59 to go before halftime, 13-7. The Spiders on top. We have seen some big plays in this game in the last less than a minute, Kyle. 82-yard touchdown run by Scott Irby.
A 45-yard pass that time from Shelwyn Klutz to James Lott.
You know, you talk about time running down. Kannapolis knocking on the door. You see the graphic on your screen. Brent Class is 2 for 2 in field goal attempts this year. I don't have the stats on the length of yardage, but certainly they're in got to be in Brent's range as far as field goal concerned, so you can't rule that out here in the last couple of minutes of the first half.
I believe we saw one of those in one of the first couple of games we did on our game of the week, and I could say anywhere from the 20-yard line in, Brent can certainly put it in.
Of course, the Spider kicker, extra points, Mark Davis, 21-27. He just missed one a while ago, so make him, after this game, he's, what, 22 of 28? Or 22 of 29, excuse me. 15-yard line is where they're going to mark it. 2 wide outs. Here come the Wonders. The Spider fans come to their feet, urging the defense on. The Wonders urging the offense on across the far way. The fans. Here's Klutz to throw. Firing. He's got a man coming out of the backfield. It is complete. Only a couple of yards that time. Terry Williams. Hong Tran made a good play from his strong safety position. Number 10 over there. Kept him from getting in really into the secondary, and he may have been gone if he got away from Tran.
Maybe if that pass had been zipped a little bit more, he might have been able to get away, but he lobbed it up a little bit and gave Tran an opportunity to come over and make the tackle.
Second out along 7 coming up for the Wonders. It's Klutz to throw again on second out. He pops it, and he's got a man complete inside the 10-yard line across the far way. Rod Barnes, number 25, making the stop on number 18, Maxwell. Let's see where they spot the ball. 1 minute and 22 seconds to go. We have got an injury. I didn't see it at first. 13-7. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Yep, we found your message. Those are lots of delicious orange crush. Now crush is even better. Save us some. Ah, fresher, more orangey tasting. Save us some. Crush's all-natural flavors are really delicious. Why didn't you save us some? Well, they also made it more irresistible. But there's more on board.
Orange lovers have a new crush on us.
We saved you some.
Kyle Hampton, Paul Winston, Buddy King back at Concord's Bailey Stadium. 1 minute, 22 seconds to go before halftime. 3rd down and 2 here, I believe, on the 6-yard line of Concord. And Paul Winston, an interesting statistic just passed along to us by Carl Clearwater. Only 1 penalty so far in this game. That was on Concord for illegal procedure.
Let's see what the Wonders can do now. Try to tie things up. They have Robert Barnes, 35. 1 wide receiver. They slot it left now. As Klutz, turn-in pattern. He's got Maxwell, and he's going to be incomplete. Over there defensively was Barnes, along with Irby. So it brings up 4th down. 1 minute 17 to go.
That was kind of like the play we saw at South Rowan last week, where Shelwyn Klutz was able to thread the needle between 2 players. I thought Maxwell had that one, but he wasn't able to come up with it. So a big 4th down play here for Coach Bob Boswell.
Looks like they're going to go for the 6 points. A field goal would get him within 3 points. Certainly wouldn't be a bad call. 4th down and 2. 6-yard line, go for 3
points. The way
points.
they've been running, just student body right and let Greg Bost throw up the interference for Terry Williams.
Maxwell and Lott are the wide receivers as you see all the important stats, the scoreboard. They're going short side. Williams hit at the line of scrimmage, and for the 3rd time, the Concord defense has held the Wonders on 4th down. Boy, they are playing inspired football tonight. The Spider defense getting a well-deserved hand from the Spider faithful to this ball game. What would this game be? How many points would be on the board had not the Spiders held the Wonders? Both times inside their 10-yard line.
The man who stacked that play up, he was not a senior, was not a junior. Sophomore Stan Bost. He'll be around for another 2 years. 5'11", 230.
Bad news for the other South Piedmont Conference offensive lines. Concord talking things over. E.C. Smith is signaling for somebody to get onto the field. Wayne Martin comes out, and number 60 goes in. Okay, he was urging encouragement on his Ron Mickish was supposed to be out there. He's out there now. We're ready for football action. 7-yard line, 58 seconds to go. The clock running. Concord on top 13-7. And we know what happened last time they had their hands on the football. 82-yarder by Irby. Well, they're going to play it safe as Fleming just keeps it out to about the 10-yard line. They may have to run one more play. It was Britt Pless, number 65, over there defensively for Kannapolis.
I tell you, I guess the Wonders are going to look back on this first half as a 2 periods where they had opportunities but just could not take advantage of them.
2 golden opportunities, and of course they had it at about the 25-yard line on a 4th and about 6 in the first period, and the pass was incomplete. Concord took over, so they've held them 3 times in the first half on 4th down, 2 times short yardage. And Fleming just falls on the football, and that will be the end of the first half. Stay with us. We've got some great halftime bands and music and interviews coming up for you. Look at the halftime stats and a lot more. The Big Green Machine from Brown and the Spider Marching Band coming up. 13-7, the Spiders on top of the Wonders. Don't go away.
Taking you